Crimson Trace announces Laser Guard Pro for today's most popular concealed carry firearms, combining a red or green laser sight with 150 lumen light, taking personal defense to the next level. Available now at your local dealer.
The number one national voice in defense of your Second Amendment rights. Gun Talk, available on iTunes and on the free Gun Dealio smartphone app for Android and iPhone. To be on the air with Tom, call us now, 866-825-5486 or 1-TOM-TALK-GUN. Now, here's Tom.
I'm just still grinning. I'm telling you, I have been grinning ever since Tuesday night, late into Wednesday morning, as I stayed up and watched the TV and watched the election returns come in and the ups and downs. And I called it pretty early. I was on Twitter. I was tweeting out like crazy. I had a bunch of us conversing over Twitter. And, I don't know, it's like 9:30 or 10 Central Time. I said, this is over, friends and neighbors. Don't wait for the networks to call this. This thing is done. They just can't recognize it like they didn't recognize what was going on as we went into the election. It was amazing. It was thrilling, is what it was. It was thrilling to watch Americans take back control. Actually, to send a message, say, we don't like what you guys have been doing. We don't trust you. We know that you lied to us on both sides. And for the Republicans in office, the message was as much for you as it was for the Democrats. Hope you are listening. Now, I do have people who are saying, that means I don't have to buy ammo anymore. Really? Are you going to shoot less? Do you want to be prepared less? Besides that, people are bringing out new cool ammo all the time. Interesting stuff going on. Toward that end, let me bring in a friend of ours, been on the show many times before. Our friend Zach Waterman from Nosler joins us right now. Hey, Zach, what you been hunting?
Oh, Tom. Well, just got done with a mule deer hunt in Utah a couple weeks ago, and I got to say, I haven't had buck fever like that in a lot of years. It made me feel like a kid again.
Why? What happened?
Well, you're kind of cruising around this country looking at all these great deer, all these great mule deer, something I'm not totally used to being from Oregon. There's the deer aren't quite what they used to be over here, and just seeing the quality of deer they had over there, and then seeing, something that 180-inch, 4x4 whitetail, mule deer with trash on each side, it just gets you pretty excited.
Yeah, and after a while you're thinking, what do I do? You got to be careful, the tendency is to shoot the first one you see. You go, that's huge, and then you realize, oh no, there were a whole lot more out there that were even bigger.
That's right. Yeah, no, you gotta. That was one of the things the guide we were with. He liked to go shopping, as he called it. So he was very picky, and we were very picky, and they have a very strict system on a management system for the animals. They have to be a certain age before we can harvest them. So
tell me about your buck. How big and how far, and give me some details.
Well, I was on day 4 of the hunt, and in the evening time, and we actually got a spot at him at about 750 yards through the spotting scope, and made a plan of attack, and kind of made our way to the top of the ridge that he was on, a couple fingers over, and then made our way back down, and ended up finding him at about 250 yards away, grazing. And luckily, I got the shot off before the shakes got too bad in me, and he went right down. So I was shooting a 28 Nosler with 175 grain AccuBond long range, and it was quite the combination.
Wow, that's a heck of a deal, man. That is something else. That's a great cartridge, obviously. Well, congratulations. That is a great hunt.
Thank you.
That is terrific. Now, I know that the guys at Nosler, it's like that place is end-to-end hunters around there, and so you're serious about it. Every time you go in there, people are talking about what they've been hunting, and they're showing you pictures and all that. So do you ever spend time back there? Do you guys actually creating new bullets and new ammo?
Yeah, we actually have a team dedicated towards creating new products for us and new ideas and research and development. It's been really fun lately to see what they've been coming out with, especially this year. They just had a couple of big announcements, not the whole kit and caboodle yet, but a couple of the big announcements was our new reduced drag factor bullet, which is our new competition ultra high BC match bullet.
Okay, so it's a reduced drag. So this is one of those long, skinny son of a guns that's made with a high BC, so it bucks the wind and doesn't drop as much. How am I doing?
You're exactly right. So it's got a very small me-plat, which is the hollow point. Mm-hmm. It's actually been pointed even further. So they're actually 40% smaller than the hollow points on our custom competition match bullet line. So very small hollow point. It's got what we call a compound ogive, which the ogive is kind of the part that goes from the shank of the bullet to the nose, that rounded part. So it's not sensitive to your seating depth. You don't have to, load the bullet into the lands or off the lands. It's very forgiving when reloading for it.
Okay.
And it's got a very long, drawn-out boat tail for easy reloading and reduced drag. So, like you said, it doesn't slow down as quick as some bullets with lower ballistic coefficients.
Sure.
It bucks the wind a little bit better at higher ranges.
I call it the Ferrari versus the Winnebago.
That's exactly what it is. This thing is streamlined. It is, and they shoot really good.
So what calibers and what bullet weights are we talking about?
So right now we have 4 different calibers and bullet weights. We have the 22 caliber 70 grain hollow point boat tail, the 6 millimeter 105 grain, 6.5 millimeter 140 grain, and the 30 cal 175 grain.
Nice. Now, for those who are wondering, I'm assuming that the construction on these is not a hunting bullet. This is a match bullet. Is that right?
That's exactly right. Yeah, this is what we call a cup and draw or a cup and core bullet.
Okay, because you guys make some of the best hunting bullets in the world, but that's not what this is. This is a match bullet, an accuracy bullet, a long range bullet.
That's exactly right. So these are made for punch and paper very accurately, anywhere from short to very long range distances.
Okay, all right. Well, that's very cool. What else you got?
Well, the other big announcement that we had was the latest of the Nosler cartridges, the 33 Nosler, the Patriarch is what we've been calling it. Now, this shares the same parent case as the 26, 28, and 30 Nosler cartridges, the 404 Jeffrey, but it's necked up to 338 caliber. So we're seeing, and this is kind of hard to put your mind around, and I've been called, even when I was showed the numbers, I was like, that can't be right, but we're getting 338 Lapua velocities out of a standard length action cartridge.
What?
Yeah, I know. Now, so we're seeing, like with our 225 grain AccuBond, we're loading the ammo at 3,025 feet per second. So it's scooting.
Well, I have been a long time fan of the 338 Win Mag. I've just always had a thing for the 38s, right?
Me too.
This has got, I think, 200. You're looking at, 300 feet per second faster? I mean, that's a lot
about 200 feet per second faster than the 338 Win Mag.
Okay. Out of a 26-inch barrel, I'm assuming.
Yep. So,
wow.
I know we've had that cartridge has been on a couple of hunts this year, on a safari in Africa and an elk hunt, and it was just most impressive. The terminal results were amazing. So we've got very high hopes for this cartridge, and I myself have been waiting for this one to come out for a couple of years now. So I'm one of those in line for this cartridge.
Well, some people like fast bullets, and some people like big bullets. But then again, some people like big bullets going fast. I think that's where you are with this thing.
That's right. You're exactly right. So this has a big bullet going fast, and because the bullets are heavy, and the 338s do have very good ballistic coefficient features, they do not drift that well in the wind. They're going to hold on to their point of aim, and because they're going fast. And that high ballistic coefficient, they're not going to drop very quick either. So you've got kind of the best of both worlds.
That is terrific. Now, is that going to be, you're going to have the Nosler rifle chambered for that, obviously?
Absolutely, yep. Everything will be available in the Q1 of 2017.
Okay, so the first quarter of next year. And now I am assuming that that's not all you guys have been working on, so maybe SHOT Show, you'll be able to tell us the rest of the stuff?
Yep, SHOT Show, we're going to have a lot more announcements, big announcements. We're excited. 2017 is going to be a monster year for us.
Nosler just keeps cranking them out. I mean, you talk about a bunch of rifle shooters and hunters, and then, of course, you also got your other lines. But these two are enough to satisfy some people and whet the appetite of everybody else.
Absolutely. That's what we're hoping for.
Zach, thank you so much. Hey, and congrats on that buck.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I'm excited, and thank you for having me on today.
All right, we'll see you at the SHOT Show.
All right, you got it.
All right, don't go far. 866-TALK-GUN. We're at Gunsite. We'll be right back.
Black Friday, a sadistic ritual that entails ridiculous lines, jammed shopping malls, and dust-ups over cheap TVs. Why put yourself through that? Skip it and check out Brownell's Black Rifle event, running all November long. That's right, not just a day, but a full month of amazing deals on everything AR. Guns, parts, accessories, optics, anything you can imagine. Go to Brownells.com today. After all, black rifles are way cooler than black eyes.
A decade since it was first introduced, the Taurus Judge still rules. This isn't just any personal defense revolver. This is an everyday gun. With its decisive stopping power, it's the original 5-shot game changer. Today it's available in more than a dozen models and capable of chambering both 45 Colt and 410 shot shell. You be the judge. Taurus Judge, what legends are made of. Visit TaurusUSA.com.
SID is on the way. Silencer Shop has shipped a SID kiosk to a gun store near you. What is SID? It's secure identity documentation, where you and all of your trustees can register, get fingerprinted, and complete the documents necessary to own a silencer in your gun trust. Easy, ATF compliant, and you only need to visit SID once. Get to know SID, your new 41F champion. Learn more at silencershop.com. Making the world a quieter place.
Smith & Wesson Performance Center firearms combine old world hand craftsmanship with modern technology. Carry comfortably and confidently with Performance Center pistols and revolvers. Or take aim with their fine-tuned modern sporting rifles. For unique designs and special features, experienced shooters look to the Performance Center for all their firearms needs. Performance Center by Smith & Wesson. Performance when it matters most. For more, go to smith-wesson.com/PC.
All right, back with you. 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here. Where, of course, I've mentioned before, we're at Gunsite, which is a fabulous place to be anytime. But this week in particular, I am really pleased. We've been joined by Buzz Miles. Buzz, of course, is the owner of Gunsite. And you didn't know I was going to tell you this, but months and months ago, I think we were either at NRA show or SHOT Show, but when Donald Trump was still in the primary, you sat down and told me, said he is going to win this going away. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember. I've told everybody that.
You said he is going to win. Come on, it's like 17 people in this primary, and everybody's making fun of him. And you just said no. He said, "I'm telling you." You said he is going to win this in a landslide. And you were the first person to tell me that.
Well, I've told a lot of people that. I've been getting calls all week. And what a week. What a fabulous week, It was just absolutely fabulous.
You had three great things happen this week.
I did. We won. America won the second American Revolution. We have launched a new nation.
Yep.
And this is, it's been 200 and almost 50 years. And we got a big shot in the arm. And then and then Wednesday we had the Marine Corps birthday.
Right.
And we had a little birthday party over here on the mess deck at lunchtime. We got about, 60, 65 clients here. And we had a bunch of Marines in the classes and a bunch of Marines, on staff. And so we had
you cut the cake with the saber?
Yeah. No, we had a K-bar that we did. We cleaned it up. Nobody had thought to bring a saber, so we cleaned up.
Now the tradition is the oldest Marine cuts it. Is that you?
Yeah. Well, yes, I was. This year, I was the oldest Marine in attendance, and 56 years ago, I was the youngest Marine in attendance at the Marine Corps Ball. So I've had both honors now. I'm going to quit going. And then we had Veterans Day, of course, and we honored all the vets at Gunsite. So it's just been a fabulous week, and I got a lot of calls this week from people because for a year and a half I've been telling people, look, man, Trump is going to walk away with this. He's going to clear the table. He's going to run the table all across America, and people didn't believe him.
How did you know that? What were you seeing?
Well, we get people here from everywhere. We get people here at Gunsite from everywhere,
from all over the country,
all over, not just this country, but
all over the world, really.
And so I'm talking to people all the time. I'm talking to people, and it's just, and I travel a lot. And I talk to people, and everybody's saying Trump, 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 Trump. And you didn't have a big special interest group that had a particular interest like you had in the last election. Mm-hmm. And so it was time for those of us who grew up just working hard and saving our nickels and dimes to get out and be heard, because so many people, I talk to so many people who say, my vote won't make a difference. But this year, everybody knew it was going to make a difference.
I talked to a guy 2 hours ago right here. He said, I have not voted in the last 2 elections, but I voted in this one.
Yeah.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah. They showed up. They turned out. I think the stats actually were we had fewer people vote, but we had a lot of people that felt like that fellow that you were talking about. Mm-hmm. This time that said, no. But, one thing we pushed and one thing that Donald pushed was the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court, the Supreme Court.
Yes.
We're going to set the tone of the nation for the next couple of generations.
Right.
And he's going to do that. And I think one of the greatest things that the Donald did was he put out his list of choices for justice. Mm-hmm. And I think that was a big push.
Have you met him?
I met him down in Phoenix a couple of weeks ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was your take?
A straight up hard-working guy.
Yeah.
And I turned to him and I told him, I said, I put my finger right in his face and I said, "Don't you mess this up."
That's not what you said.
No, that's not. But for the radio,
for radio, that's what you said.
That's what I said. And he looks at me kind of funny, He looked at me kind of funny, like, "What did you just say?" And then he got it. And he just grinned. And he said, I'm not going to mess it up. He said, we got it. We're going to win it. I said, we got to win it.
Wow. We're also joined by Jane Ann Shimizue, who is a longtime visitor on Gun Talk here. You get to talk to everybody who comes through here. What were you hearing?
Last week, everybody was just so excited and so happy. I felt like someone gave me a present I couldn't put in a bag or take home with me. And it was hope. Someone finally gave us hope. And that's what people were saying. God, now we've got a chance. Because we really didn't have a chance for the last 8 years.
We were feeling pretty hopeless there.
Yeah.
What we had the last 8 years.
Yes, sir. It was it was not encouraging at all. And I've seen presidents come and go. The first president I got to vote for was Barry Goldwater. And he wasn't president, but that was my first presidential vote.
64.
Yep. And so I've seen them come and go, but I've got a granddaughter now that's 15 years old. All right. So, and if you just dial the clock back, you can see this has happened already. So she's going to grow up during Donald Trump administration. She'll be hopefully graduate from college by the time before Donald Trump is out. Mm-hmm. And so all her formative years will have been under a Trump administration. Okay. So look at the youngsters, and since you can vote at 18 now, you used to have to be an adult to vote when I voted, but now that you can vote at 18,
but you could be a Marine at 18, so
you could get shot at 18.
That's right. Might as well be able to vote.
and so I just think it's so great that the youngsters now will have this kind of an influence. A conservative influence on their lives, instead of growing up with this buy me, give me, bring me, take me attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and I have a grandchild who's 10 years old and 9 years old in Idaho,
right, in
Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, and they got to vote in their classroom last Tuesday.
Okay.
And everyone but one kid voted for Trump.
Really?
And he came home bragging to his parents. Well, Idaho's conservative.
Sure.
And he was so excited.
Your grandchild.
Yes, my grandson at the age of 10 was so excited because he got to vote for a winner.
Wow.
And Wednesday morning, he went to school so happy and so proud. And that's our next generation right there.
I think we all got up and went to work happy and proud.
Yes, we did.
I cannot tell you how many people I saw just, I'm not kidding, driving down the road and smiling. It was almost eerie.
But you know something that, and this is, I've never seen this in an election before, Tom. As you drive around, I don't know what it was back your way, but out here, you didn't see any yard signs. You didn't see any big signs.
We talked about that. Really, not a lot on either side. But if you saw them, they were pretty much Trump signs. Is what but not a lot on either side. Really.
No.
What was that about?
Well, I think people were playing the cards close to their vest.
And that's why the pollsters couldn't figure it out.
That is exactly what was reflected in the polls.
I had 2 people call the radio show last week and said they got calls from pollsters, and when they started answering in favor of Trump, they either got laughed at by a pollster or hung up on. Now, I think those might have been push polls and not real polls. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
They're trying to actually move your opinion.
Right.
You know.
But I do the YouGov poll online all the time. I've been doing it for years. And that is run by CBS.
Okay.
And this year, every single time they ask me a political question, are you conservative? How conservative are you?
Right.
And I would answer, and they cut me off immediately after 3 questions.
Really?
So they did not want to hear.
Online poll?
Online poll that I've been doing for 3, 4, 5 years. And they didn't want to hear my answers after they found out I was a conservative.
Shut off your response. And that's what we were hearing from these people who are calling in. And, of course, what they were trying to do with all of that is make it look like this is a done deal. There's actually no need to go out and vote for Trump because this is all over anyway.
Yeah.
And fortunately, people were smart enough to not buy into that.
No, they weren't.
People are pretty savvy on what was going on. And they knew the dirty tricks of the media. They could smell that. They could see right through that foolishness.
Oh, yeah.
So, that worked out. Can I get you guys to hold on and stay with us just a little bit longer? Okay, we're going to take a little break here. We're going to sell some more guns and ammo, which is not a bad thing anyway. We're all about that.
That's an excellent thing.
We're at Gunsite. If you haven't heard of it, you haven't checked it out, Gunsite, GUNSITE.com, right?
Right.
Okay, there you go. And we'll be back talking about your training, your ammo, your guns, your future, and your life. What's more important than that? I don't know. If you'd like to join us in this conversation, 866-TALK-GUN. Get you in here, 866-TALK-GUN. I'm Tom Gresham. This is Gun Talk from Gunsite.
Gun Talk encourages you to support the local sporting goods store, gun stores, ATV dealers, and other local businesses in your area who advertise on this station and Gun Talk. Only together can we protect our rights. You're listening to Washington Times opinion page regular contributor Tom Gresham.
All right, back with you. 866-TALK-GUN. 866-TALK-GUN will get you in here. We're at the end of the barbed wire line here at Gunsite, so we may be dropping in and out. I'm hoping that you're getting us. We're kind of doing what we can do here. We're visiting with Buzz, and you're wiggling my wire there, Buzz. I think you fixed it.
I'm trained in that.
You're trained in that?
Yes,
Are you? Okay. Jane Ann and Buzz have joined us here, and they're the 2 folks who run Gunsite, and that's for sure. All right, we got calls coming in. If you'd like to join us, 866-TALK-GUN. Line 3, Tara is in Kansas. Interesting take. Tara, what are you thinking about this election?
Well, I'm just so hopeful. As your guest has stated, I'm very hopeful that we now have a chance to bring our Constitution back into focus. But I'm a little concerned because actually I do believe that Obama was just a hood ornament that had been groomed for this position. But what we need to worry about is what's under the hood. And George Soros and a lot of people are very well organized, and they have a kind of a system of distractions and an MO that you can recognize after 8 years of what's been going on. We need to keep that MO recognized.
I think you're exactly right. I think that this fight is not anywhere close to over. In fact, a lot of the folks, the Bloombergs of the world, the Soroses of the world, are going to redouble their efforts, and they're going to try to do anything that they can do. Tara, and thank you for your call. I appreciate that. I think you're exactly right. We have to. This is not a case of, well, gee, we won and we can relax now, is it?
Absolutely not. No, this is an ongoing war. The bureaucrats are going to be there, and they've been there, and they're going to be there. It seems like they've or almost think they're an entitlement. But the one thing that we've got going for us now that none of the other politicians know how to do, and that is that Donald knows how to say, "You're fired."
And I don't think he is at all bashful about it. I am reminded, and Buzz, you're a pilot, as am I, of the PATCO strike.
Right.
When the air traffic controllers went on strike, and Reagan says, here's the deal. You got 48 hours to get back to work, or I'm going to fire you all. And there were 11,000 of them. They said, well, he can't fire us all.
He did.
He did. And I think Trump would.
I believe it. I believe it. I believe he would. And, we were flying at that time. We were flying in the system, and it would never skipped a beat.
No, he brought in the military controllers.
He brought all those Navy and Air Force guys in, put them right to work. They sat down, went to work, and business went on as usual without a hiccup. We just never had a hiccup.
It's that old deal. If you think that you're irreplaceable, stick your hand in a bucket of water, pull it out, and see how big a hole you make.
That's it.
I mean, that's pretty much it. Hey, Bill's called in on line 1 from Waco, Texas. Hey, Bill, what's your wish list for Donald Trump here?
I'd like to see a federal preemption rule or regulation come through. Local or states often have a law on the books that preempts cities and townships from imposing special taxes on gun sellers or ammo or that sort of stuff. I'd like to see a preemption that said that a state could not impose a state or city or locality could not impose a fee or a licensing fee on a gun store that exceeds the same fee for selling burgers, or taxes on ammo in excess of taxes on any other product.
Yeah, so basically you can't single out firearms as being different from any other commodity or commercial entity. It's an interesting idea, Bill, and I appreciate the call. It's we're seeing that right now in California. Now, a new you have to have a background check to buy ammo. I mean, it could be. I mean, I don't know where the line is, but I think they're over the line where when it comes to infringing Second Amendment rights. I think California has gone over the line, and now it's a case of you can challenge it in court in California, and you could even win in California. But if it goes to the Supreme Court right now, you got a problem. So goes back to what you're saying, Buzz. The Supreme Court.
The Supreme Court is the key. It's the key to everything. And I just can't wait, for Trump to get started. I want to see who he's going to put in there. They've been talking about everybody from Rudy to Ted Cruz,
right?
And I think
I can't wait to see who he puts in there, and I can't wait to see who he kicks out.
Yeah,
some of these agencies out there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, he immediately took Chris Christie down a few notches, and I think that was one of his first decisions.
Did not hurt my feelings.
Did not hurt my feelings at all.
No, well, he's Chris Christie's come from New Jersey, and he's had to run his political operation for New Jersey.
Right,
and the New Jersey political operation was rejected soundly last week.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, here's an interesting thought. Jim says, "How about Trey Gowdy for Attorney General?"
That'd certainly be one of my first.
That's a great idea. I love that because you talk about a take no prisoners guy.
I love his mind.
Holy cow! I love Trey Gowdy.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Wayne's in Atlanta, Texas. He's on 3. He wants to talk about something. Gun-free zones. What do you talk about here, Wayne?
Yes, sir, Tom. Thank you for everything. And these gun-free zones, I would like to see some changes on them, like just even going to the post office, pulling into the post office parking lot, school zones and things like that. I just think it'd be time to get rid of some of this stuff because that's what we live in right now.
We've got certain federal places that are ruled off limits for guns. You can carry in a national park, but not in a building. in a national park, including an outhouse. I don't know if you knew that, but because that's a structure. I mean, you just can't do it. So, I mean, hey, Wayne, thanks for the call. Post offices, we can get rid of that. That's just a presidential, boom, done. Just, that's an executive order. It's over.
I think the greatest of this is the greatest opportunity we have right now for concealed carry reciprocity.
Yes,
like we have for driver's licenses, and you want to see people start choking like they're sucking on an exhaust pipe. You take Massachusetts and New York and California, and those folks, if we had reciprocity across the country for concealed carry, you talk about people heart stopping.
Yep, exactly.
That would do it.
Hold on. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back. Richard, don't go anywhere. We're going to talk about veterans training. We're going to talk about a whole lot of other things. 866-TALK-GUN gets you in here. Be right back.
In the field or on the range, you need a trigger you can trust. For over 60 years, Timney triggers have been trusted by hunters and shooters everywhere. A Timney trigger could mean the difference between a great shot and a miss. Timney triggers are proudly made in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. To order, go to timneytriggers.com. That's TIMNEY triggers.com.
Want your next gun purchase to be fast and hassle-free? Well, at galleryofguns.com, you can search through thousands of models from our huge firearms inventory. Find a great offer from a local dealer that includes all fees and taxes. And there's no need to arrange a transfer. Gallery of Guns takes a small deposit on your credit card, and your gun will be at your chosen dealer in as little as 48 hours. Plus, your gun will be covered by our guaranteed lifetime replacement warranty. GalleryofGuns.com. Search, find, buy. It really is just that easy.
If you're like me, you don't have money to burn, but you still want to buy guns, ammo, and accessories. That's why we created Gun Dealio. That's a free smartphone app. Just download it and start getting the deals. Could be discounts, offers of free magazines for your gun, or you could be the first to hear about new stuff from gun makers. Here's how it works. With Gun Dealio on your phone, you get alerts when you enter a gun store. Special deals, You don't have to do a thing. It'll do a lot of other cool things, like let you watch gun videos and listen to Gun Talk podcast. Plus, check it anytime for hundreds of deals and offers. Getting more while spending less. Smart, huh? Gun Dealio. Made in America. Gluten-free. At the App Store and Google Play or GunDealio.com.
The XDM 3.8 Compact from Springfield Armory is 2 guns in 1. Use as your concealed carry gun with a compact magazine and use the extended magazine for home defense. Carry 13 rounds of 9mm in the compact magazine and a whopping 19 rounds in the extended magazine. To see the entire family of Springfield Armory XDM pistols, go to SpringfieldArmory.com. That's SpringfieldArmory.com.
Have you got a clock?
All right, back with you. Now your question. Do I have a clock? No, I have a watch. We're visiting with Buzz and Jane Ann. We got a question for you guys. Line 4. Richard's calling out of Rogue River, Oregon. Hey, Richard, what's your question, sir?
Questions are that does Gunsite offer the veterans deal? I looked on their website. It said for Iraq and Afghanistan, but do they not include Vietnam vets?
No, we did that many years ago, and we can't afford to keep doing them, forever. So when the interest begins to wane on the current crises, then that'll go away as well. We have to keep. We got to be able to keep the wheels turning here.
So, but they do offer special classes for Afghanistan
and Iraq veterans.
Because these young people are getting out of the war, and they need to get their place in law enforcement, and they need to get their place in life, and they need a little bit of a head start. And if we can help them at all by giving them these pistol classes and these carbine classes to get them into law enforcement and to get them into a good government job, then that's why we're doing it, to help the younger people.
Now, Richard, doesn't mean you can't come and take a class here.
Yes.
Obviously, it's just that they do special classes. Now, when you do those, and thank you for the call, Richard, when you do those, did I hear right that your instructors actually all volunteer? They don't get paid to do this?
That's correct. Yeah, we volunteer the ranch and all the facilities, and then the instructors volunteer their time. And we have clients all year long that they'll come in and they'll leave ammo and they'll leave stuff for these young folks coming back.
Right. So when people come in and say, "Look, if you got any leftover ammo, would you mind leaving it for the veterans classes?"
Right.
And they leave the money, leave the ammo.
Yeah. And we have people buy ammo.
Really?
Yeah. And
just buy it and leave it here for them.
Right.
They'll buy 1,000 rounds before they go and say, "This is for the vets classes."
No kidding.
Because each vet needs 1,000 rounds to shoot the class, and we try to get enough ammo donated so that the vets don't have to chuck up any money to buy their ammo. In fact, if we don't get it all donated, I go to the local gun stores and say, "Hey, can you give us some ammo for these guys?" And they usually do.
Wow. That's very cool. And I know those classes, they fill up very quickly.
They're almost full now.
For next year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all your information on the classes and the schedule, all that's on the website.
It's all on the website. If you want a calendar, send me an email, gunsiteacademy@gunsite.com, and I'll put a catalog and a calendar in the mail for you.
Are you sure you want to do that? That's a lot of people want calendars.
I know, we did it last year, but
you sent a lot of calendars
I sent a lot of calendars out, and I don't mind. I've got about 10,000 sitting over there in my
They're really good
building.
calendars.
They're great calendars. I made them myself. They've got a lot of political jokes in them, and and it'll be the best calendar you have on your wall next year.
What's the email address?
The email address is gunsiteacademy@gunsite.com, GUNSITE.com.
All right.
Or you can just go online to our website and say, "Send me a calendar." There's a little place to fill out there.
Oh, okay. That'd work. Hey, John's on line 3 out of Tulsa. He's got an interesting comment here. Hey, John, you're on Gun Talk.
Hey, Tom. I just had a comment about the two issues that were brought up. One is concealed carry reciprocity, and the other is gun-free zones. And I think that it would be a mistake. I mean, we have to prioritize, and I think concealed carry reciprocity is not a good thing to push for because it would require things like minimum training standards across the states and so on and so forth that would be imposed by the federal government. And basically, we need to remember what the federal government gives, the federal government can take away. And so we really want to keep the federal government out of the business of telling states what to do to a large extent. The other issue that was brought up about zones, which I think is something to push for because they lead to mass killings, as we know. And, things like getting rid of gun-free zones in schools and so on would be a really good, a good way to acculturate our kids into not thinking that guns are evil. Because right now schools are really basically culture
I understand. Look, let me jump in here, John, because here's the thing. I understand where you're coming from. If there were a national requirement for a concealed carry permit and the feds got to set the standards, that would cause me great concern. But that's not really what we're talking about with reciprocity, is it?
No, we're talking about like a driver's license. The states depend on each other.
Full faith and credit.
Yep. Exactly. To keep the training up to par and to the requirements up to par.
So if you had the thing we're talking about here is if you had national reciprocity, if you had a permit from any state, then it would be required to be honored in every state.
In every other state.
So some states don't require a whole lot. That's okay. That permit would still be honored everywhere.
Well, it should be because the Constitution doesn't require a whole lot. And
the Constitution doesn't require anything when it comes to owning and carrying a gun.
That's correct.
Being a citizen of the U.S. is enough. That works for you.
That works, and it works in Arizona. It doesn't work everywhere else.
Yeah, that's right. You've got constitutional carry
here.
We do.
Yes, we do.
I saw people walk around the hotel with guns open, and everybody's, you know what? We're still all smiling. I mean, look at us. The three of us sitting here we're grinning like we're just idiots. We're all enjoying this, and you're wearing your Make America Great Again hat. So. Yep. That works.
I got my
amazing stuff. All right, don't go far. We're at Gunsite. We're visiting with Buzz and Jay and Ann. I'm Tom Gresham. 866 Talk Gun. Be right back. course, we talk about being out at Gunsite in Arizona, but the truth of it is, Janie just reminded me, Gunsite is now East Coast and the middle of the country, right?
Yes. We have 250 pistol classes in Wichita, Kansas, and Richmond, Virginia, and they are going like blockbusters. If you can't afford to come out to Gunsite, you can experience the exact class with the same instructors, the same doctrine.
So you're using Gunsite instructors there.
We are sending Gunsite instructors to Wichita and Richmond, and you get everything you get here except for the actual physical plant.
Sure.
It's just in an indoor. It's in an indoor range. You get the training, you get the instructors, you get the books, you get the handbooks, you get everything.
And that information's on the website?
That is all on the website on off-site courses.
Okay. You just handed me this cool video. What is this?
This is our 40th anniversary video. It's 3.5 hours long, but it is interviews with many of our senior instructors, very, very much of Janelle Cooper, a lot of Jeff Cooper, the founder of Gunsite, how Gunsite is today. Buzz is in here. It's a great video if you want to learn about Gunsite, and it's a good thing to give to your grandchildren because we need to pass this on to our kids.
Wow. Gunsite 40th anniversary, 3.5 hour video. It's on the website also,
yes,
I'm sure.
You can
exactly.
Buy it.
All right. So, Buzz, again, how the devil did you know he was going to win this big?
I just knew it. I don't know how. Just the people I talked to, everybody was saying, for the last 8, 9, 10 years, folks have just been not happy with what we've got and not happy with the direction. And it was just, I could just feel it building in my travels and the people I talked to. And I just knew it. I knew it was time. I knew it was time. And for the sake of our children and grandchildren, it had to be time.
Well, and I'm looking at what has been happening over the last 10 years, really goes back 10 years, with people deciding to take care of themselves. People who have gotten serious about buying guns, getting their permits, taking classes, changing their way of thinking, changing instead of everybody's going to take care of me, I'm going to take care of me. That mindset also plays into this.
It does, and the dramatic growth in the prepper folks. You see that it's all over the place. Even have
self-sufficiency.
Exactly, and they even have advertisements for long-term food storage on national TV now.
Yes,
it's
not strange and odd anymore.
No, it's not, and so people have got the message, and they're just tired of this thing, and
it's a good thing for people to come to the realization that look, we all work with police all the time. Most of the instructors here have been law enforcement in some form. But every one of them will tell you, we're not going to be there when it happens, right?
Right.
It's like you got to have a fire extinguisher until the fire truck gets there.
That's right.
You need a tool and the training to take care of stuff until the cavalry arrives.
That's right. And we tell people here that every day. You got the first aid kit, you got a fire extinguisher, you need a firearm. You've got to take care of business until help can get there. And if you have a massive kind of a event, such as the grid or something like that, in this county, we're rural out here in northern Arizona, and I've had the sheriff here tell me, you take care of business because I promise you same day service and. And
I love it. Police response, same day service.
Same day service. But you got one deputy out here, and he's covering several thousand square miles.
Exactly, guys. I got to run. Jane Ann, thank you as always.
Thank you, Tom. It's been a great 2 days.
It really has. Buzz, your hospitality is always wonderful. Your people are great.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you coming to Gunsite. We want everybody else to come to Gunsite as well.
Absolutely, and you were absolutely right all the way, my friend. All righty, everybody, keep smiling because we got a lot to smile about. We'll see you next time.